You are listening to the Ladyk Show. Everything in health, wealth, and the in-between. Success tips, relationships, health, wellness, entrepreneurship, business insights, leadership, current events. All these things you can find and more on the Ladyk Show.
Welcome to the Ladyk Show, and on today's show, we're talking to Carmen Lynch. We were talking to her a little bit last week. She's a former Marine veteran. She is awesome. She's in the police academy now, doing some stuff there. She came from Michigan. Very good upbringing, just such an amazing woman who persevered throughout her life, married and has a family and has been able to balance her life. And so welcome you to the show, Carmen.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, everything is going great. We're so glad to have you back. We're talking a little bit where we left off last week. We were talking about some of the challenges that you've had to overcome just throughout your life. What do you think maybe are the top 3 challenges that has probably transformed you?
Well, I would say just coming from the family that I came from. While there are so many wonderful people in my family has dealt with alcoholism, and growing up where that's when you're young and you're seeing a lot of your people that you love go through that, and that's kind of the culture of the family that I came from. Everybody had alcohol at the parties, everybody drank. And I just felt that that wasn't for me, and I wanted something better. And I knew that if I ever had a family, if I ever wanted to become successful, it wasn't going to happen in my hometown. I had to get away. So unfortunately, I say unfortunately, I say it because my mom definitely didn't want me to leave. But that was one of the main reasons why I did join the Marine Corps. I had to get out on my own. I had to break free from that. Probably put a been a trap for me. And looking back, it was the right thing to do because there are so many of my family members who suffer from that debilitating disease. There's so many people I know from high school. I mean, it's just not a good thing. So that was a huge challenge in trying to break free from that, which I ended up doing, but it didn't come easy. There were times where it was sad to be gone, but I think I made the right decision because that's not something I want my kids around. That's not the life I want to give them. So just getting away from that, quite honestly, was really hard. Another challenge was, despite having my mom and my grandma as role models, there's not a lot of Hispanic women to look up to, especially when I was coming up. In my family, in society in general. So, and that's something I still struggle with today, quite honestly. I feel like every time I'm at a store, whether it's Walmart or, a restaurant, people always mistake me for a server or for a worker. And I don't like that. So the way people see me has always been a challenge. That maybe I'm just some young Mexican girl who will never be anything more than somebody who works at Walmart, somebody who serves. And having to prove that constantly in my life that, whoa, don't judge this book by its cover because I've done a lot more things than you can even imagine this little Mexican girl doing. So that's been a challenge, and that kind of carries over into being a mom as well. My children are multiracial, so they're very light-skinned, and they have very light-colored hair. And several times, especially when they were even younger than they are now, I got mistaken for being their nanny. So having to deal with people's perceptions of me, having to deal with, I guess, a bit of racism, that's been a huge challenge for me. And it's kind of made me feel like there is no one place I belong. But And I guess that's kind of why I'm an introvert. I like being around just my husband and the kids and my parents. I have a very small circle. I don't try to associate with too many people. I just keep it pretty close. So those two, I would say, would have been my biggest challenges so far.
That's a lot. You know, that's reasonable challenges to face. I know it's like really hard, and especially in the military, that community, especially when you're in active duty, you know, some of the commitment issues that occur in that environment. Could you speak a little bit about that?